Hey guys, welcome back here to my channel and today to the final part of Tropic Racers. This is the dual single rail launch coaster that has been designed for the monthly diorama challenge. This is my version of the map. I'm just showing you around some of the little details that I've done since the last episode off camera. So I've added in some canopies on the queue line. I've done some custom supports there around the kind of first part of the coaster layout. You saw me build that nice little water area there. I've added in like a little pond lake thing at the bottom with a little boat. We've got a launch tower that I've placed in, which I will dress up and design in this episode. And as you can see there, we've just got kind of an overview look of what's going on. And of course today I need to cover up this depot, which I already put some paths down for. So this building was a struggle to say the least. I knew what I wanted to do, I just wasn't executing it as well as I maybe could have, and I'm still not 100% happy with the building, but it's fine. I'm just going to leave it. I did go and tweak it actually after filming this, and so I will put a screenshot of that at the end of the video so you can see kind of what changed. I just wasn't happy with the proportions of it. Something was off with this building, but I tried to edit it and make it a bit better than it is in the time-lapse. But I was inspired by some pictures that I found on Google of like tropic restaurants, that kind of thing. And I've just used those as inspiration to try and build this building. I found a really cool picture of like a building that was in amongst these big jungle kind of tropical trees and foliage, and I'm just kind of using that as my main reference picture. But yeah, it's like I said, a struggle. But once I've done this building, I will get on to theming and dressing up the launched freefall tower, which I actually really enjoyed, and I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do. It was nothing crazy, so I will get onto that in a short moment. I thought it was quite important to include a flat ride into this map just to kind of give it like an extra attraction. So I have like the main key features here. We have like toilets and a restaurant, we have the coaster, and we have a flat ride. So it all kind of comes together nicely as a nice little themed area of a theme park maybe. I have actually used Freedom 2000 to rotate the launch tower at a 45-degree angle, which I think just kind of gives it that not so square rigid grid look. It just kind of breaks that kind of formality a little bit, which I think makes it look a little bit more natural and a bit more interesting to look at as a whole. So right now I'm just going in and trying to figure out what kind of windows to do. I wanted some like wooden framed windows on the walls and that, but yeah, I had these cool window frames. I think they're from Shy Guys 1 maybe, I'm not sure, or Shy Guys 3, sorry, they're from the wooden one. I think they're from Shy Guys 3. And yeah, I just kind of placed those around because I thought they looked kind of cool as like a wall framework. Probably could have made that myself using beams and stuff, but opted for the windows here. And I'm putting some beams in the gaps there just to fill in those weird little spaces. But there was something about this building that just kind of was a bit flat to me. Like the idea was there, and this kind of like funny shaped roof and the way it works up to like a top smaller part. But there was just something off about it. It was something flat, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. Sometimes that can be that the roof doesn't quite overhang the walls. Sometimes if you have like I have right now, where the roof goes straight up against the wall edge, it can look a bit flat, and to overhang it a little bit kind of makes it a little bit better. But I do kind of add on to that and add like some edging around the building, I guess. But yeah, it was, like I said, a struggle again. I was using Freedom 2K as well, just to kind of put some pieces on the diagonal to kind of create those nice those roof bits, sorry, on the corners. But yeah, I closed this map after building this, and then I came back a few days or maybe a week later, and then I just kind of looked at this building and thought, right, what can I do to improve it? How can I change it a little bit? So what I ended up doing was chopping it in half and having the top section, and I saved that as a blueprint. I deleted it, and then I raised it higher by one tile, and then I filled in the gap with a wall, so that the building was a little bit higher. There was something about it that looked odd. I think you'll see what I mean when I've finished it, and then when you see the screenshot at the end of the video, you'll understand kind of what I did different. And then also I just kind of looked at it as well and just figured out what kind of extra details I could add. I put some little spikes on the roofs and things along the kind of, I don't know what it's called, like where the two roofs meet in the middle. I put spikes along that bit. I just kind of dressed that up a little bit, added more lanterns and things. And for some reason, in this time lapse, I didn't record placing the tables and chairs and umbrellas and stuff around the outside of the building. I don't know why, but I do add in like seating areas and everything, because on the actual like left side of the building where the coaster is, there's like a really cool like balcony area where I put some seating and umbrellas, and there's going to be foliage around there where you can maybe sit and enjoy a coffee or something, and then have this really awesome view of the coaster as it comes around that final curve into the brakes, the finish line of the race, if you will. And I thought that was like a nice little cool little interactive area. But yeah, I thought this was really cool to put up on a hill and have it like above the depot, so it completely hides the depot for one, and two, it's just in a really cool position where it kind of overlooks over the area. So that was also kind of like the reference or inspiration for that. Just topping off that building there with a nice spiky spire. That was from a new mod that I downloaded. I can't remember, there's so many mods now, and as you know, I quite enjoy a good mod in the game, and I just can't remember all the names of the mods anymore because it's just too many. I remember back in the day when this game first started having mods, we only had like Shy Guys 1, 2, 3, there wasn't a 4, and that was kind of it, and path covers, and I was happy with that, you know, at the time. But there's so many mods now, and there's so many great different things you can add to the game. And the fun thing about it is, and the great thing about it, is that the mods are free, you don't have to pay for them, and they enhance your game and make it a better experience. I know some people are like anti-mods and stuff, but I mean, I do like playing vanilla as well, of course, but I mean, if the stuff's free and it's there and it works, I'm going to use the mods and enhance my gameplay, because why not? I mean, there are situations, of course, when the game gets updated and the mods break, and that's also very annoying. But generally, the mods are updated as well, and they kind of work with the updates of the game and stuff. And also, there's so many different flat rides and coaster types that you can download from Steam for free, that also give you more options of what you can build and different coaster types that we don't have in the vanilla game, which is just amazing, and I just absolutely love that kind of aspect of these type games. It was the same with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I think without mods, I just wouldn't have played it, because mods made that game for me. Like Tycoon 3 was kind of basic in terms of like scenery pieces and stuff and the coasters, and I think all those mods that you could add to that game just made it so much better. But what I also love about the mods, especially on Steam, is that when they're on Steam and you have the game on Steam, all you have to do is click subscribe to that mod and it just automatically goes into the game. If you remember back in Tycoon 3 days, if you wanted a mod, you had to download it, then you had to like extract it from a zip file, and then you had to drag it into a special folder that was inside another special folder that was in like some other folder within Tycoon 3 folder on your computer or something, you know? And it was just a bit complicated, and sometimes the mod wouldn't work, and then you'd have to figure out what you did wrong or read the README file that they sent you and stuff. It was just a little bit complicated. Whereas at least now, like the mods, are just so easy to install, and once they're in your game, they're in the game. And if you want to turn them off, you can go into the settings menu and just deactivate them all, so you can play vanilla and then turn them on, or you can turn certain ones off if you like as well. So I think those kind of things that we have now is just so much better, and it's so cool. And I don't personally understand why people moan about mods, because it's free and it's easy. So yeah. Which kind of leads me on to ask the question if people would play the diorama challenge if I used a modded coaster, because we're running out of coaster types now. We've done 14, I think, different challenges, and we're running out of coaster types. And of course, I can use I can use coaster types that we've already used in a different way. That's not to say that you can only build one style of coaster with one coaster type, because there's many different things you can do. But it would be cool to maybe use some modded coaster types, and then I could do like a launched inverted intamin coaster like Volcano from King's Dominion, which doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. You know what I mean? If people wouldn't be bothered by that, then I would look into it and do that. I know some people are a bit funny and they won't maybe play the challenge if I used a modded coaster that they would have to download then from Steam. So just kind of putting it out there. I'd like to hear your opinion on that. I'm probably going to ask over on Discord as well, just to see what you guys think. But yeah, that's the building kind of like coming to the end now of its construction. There's some details that I haven't done in this time lapse for some reason, but I'll show you in the screenshot like I said. That's kind of the building, like the gist of it anyway. So now I'm going to move on and do this tower. So I wanted to do like a roof, like a circular roof around the entire thing, and have the kind of launch coming out of the center of this roof. So I've used Freedom 2K again, this rotation mod. And I'm taking this nice vanilla roof piece and I've just kind of rotated it around at 22.5 degrees, I believe, and just made a nice kind of circle shape. And it is a bit rough on the edges and it doesn't line up properly, but I kind of like the look of that. It kind of gives it that more kind of like tropical jungle kind of constructed together out of different pieces kind of look, you know what I mean? Putting in some really cool, these roped wooden pillars, which are from a pirate set. and I'm just using those. I tried to join them up underneath using like a pillar, but it was too difficult, too complicated with the angles, and I gave up very quickly. And then I'm just going to kind of dress this up, and in the green areas add some foliage, of course, to kind of match in with the rest of the map. And I'm putting a pole on top of the roof, and I'm going to do like a nice little design on those using some different shapes and things. I just really wanted to line the edge of this roof with like a pole or something. I just was really struggling to find a piece that would work or join up, and because of the angles again, it was a bit tricky, so gave up on that one quite quickly. Ended up doing like a design on the bottom in the end, having like this little kind of thing hanging down, which I think looked really cool. Very, very basic and simple, but I liked it. So that's that kind of done. So I'm going to add in like some shapes now, I think, to like each pole around the roof. I wanted to kind of create like this really cool little design. The original idea was to do like a tiki mask, or I'm not sure what they're called, but like those wooden masks with the really cool colors on them. And I don't know, maybe I just wasn't really inspiring myself enough with the pieces that are in the game. I don't know, maybe I could have used pieces in a cool way that I didn't think of. So I ended up just going with like a cool little design using some shapes and an orb light, just to kind of make something interesting on the top of those poles there. So that's kind of what I came up with there, and then I'm going to carry over this design to like the entrance sign for the tower ride, which works out really, really cool. So I'm just adding rocks around the edge. This is a nice cool way just to kind of break up the path edges there where you don't want to have a fence or something. You can just dot some rocks around. Gives it a little bit more of an organic look, you know, and I think it looks really nice. Just putting on a footer there on those poles for that roof. Now I'm doing the entrance for the ride. Like I said, I'm just going to copy over the same style of what I've already done on this building. So I'm just using those same poles again, the same roof pieces, just inverted them. And then I'm going to put a nice big circle there, write a nice sign saying Tiki Tower, which I think is very fitting for this kind of tropical themed area. And also this entrance is directly opposite from the launch coaster entrance as well, the racing coasters. So it's a nice little position for this to be in as well. And again, adding on that little design with the shapes on top there just to kind of make it tie in, and put some foliage around those greeny kind of foliage planter areas. Some palm trees, of course, because it wouldn't be tropical without palm trees. But that is basically the map complete. I'm really happy with it. I think it turned out really cool. I haven't done a tropical kind of theme really, I don't think. Not that I could think of anyway. This is kind of my first go, unless I'm forgetting another time that I did it. This is kind of my first go at doing like a tropical kind of theme, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's cool. It's a little bit different for me. It's not something I would normally do, but I really like it. I hope you guys like it as well. You'll see more of this properly in like really good quality in the diorama showcase video, because you know my computer can't film things in normal speed. Anyway, here's some screenshots for you, and just so you can kind of see some of the little changes I made. If you want to go back and just pause on those screenshots, feel free and have a little look. And I'll see you all next time for another episode here on my channel. Big shout out to my patrons as well. I'll put your names at the end of this video, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a like, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.